Hey YouTube, how are you? Oh boy, it's been, God, I think 12 days, almost 2 weeks since my last video. Um, a lot has changed since then, I'm happy to say. You might be able to tell from looking. um, uh, First of all, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who has been reaching out over the last couple of weeks. Um, I don't even know what to say. It means a lot, all the really sweet comments I've got on my blog and on the videos and uh, email and text messages and whatnot. It's really been kind of overwhelming. Um, you know, don't you people have anything better to do with your time? Um, just kidding, just kidding. Um, really, it's been at a time I really needed it. It really meant a lot to me, so thank you very much. As I said, it's been the craziest 2 weeks of my life, I think, for a number of reasons, a couple of which I can't really go into here, but um, I think the bottom line is I needed to hit rock bottom, and I did, hard. But as a result of that, and as a result of really the support that I got from a lot of you, and especially from my sister and my nephew. I'll share something from my nephew in a couple of minutes that I still can't quite fathom. Anyway, with your help, I was finally able to resolve some things that had been holding me back for far, far too long. Really, it started about a week and a half ago. I was really not in a good place, as you probably could tell from the last video, for a number of reasons. It was the culmination of a bunch of things, basically. But really, it all boiled down to one thing. I've been full-time for close to 11 months now. It will be, let's see, next Wednesday or Thursday will be 11 months, I think, so almost a year. But as a friend pointed out to me in email, very forcefully, which I needed, it as soon as I went full-time, I essentially almost just my transition kind of stopped in its tracks. And the whole makeup thing, which a few people have asked about, was kind of the I knew something was going on, and that was something that I was able to focus on. And I knew it wasn't about the makeup. I knew it was about something else. So at the end of my not my last session, but the one before that, my therapist asked me a really good question. She said, I want you to think about what relationship you think there might be between your relationship with your parents and your difficulty with some aspects of who you are now. She said, you can start with the makeup if you want, but she said she wasn't saying that she believed there was a connection, just that it was something she wanted me to explore. And over the next couple of days, I did just that. I'll probably write about this rather than talk about it, just because it's kind of involved. But I was thinking back over a couple of things that happened the last time that I got together with them. And as a result of that, bottom line, I realized there's a reason why my sister and I are sort of on the black sheep of the family, I guess, so to speak. My sister is, well, she's always been the one. She just does her own thing and says what she means. She always gives me a hard time and says, you are such a girl. Said, even before you were living as one, you were such a girl. And I think she was right. That being said, one thing I learned is finally what really was happening since I went full time right before Christmas last year was there was still a tiny part of me that was holding on to the hope that, you know, this will be the time that, my parents come around and give me what I've really wanted my whole life. And long story short, I finally realized that, you know what, that's not going to happen, and that I didn't care. I didn't need it. It almost literally happened. I can almost pinpoint the moment it literally happened. Um, it was a week ago, Thursday, so a week ago yesterday. I woke up early because I haven't been sleeping well, and woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning, probably a little earlier than that. And usually I'll just sort of try and toss and turn and stay in bed, but this time something compelled me. I just got up. I went into the bathroom. I went into my, I went digging through the drawers and I pulled out all of my makeup. And I just started playing with it right then and there. And I did that for about an hour. All I really did was eyeliner and mascara, since those are probably the hardest things to master. So I said, I'll just start with those. And I did. And after about an hour, as I said, I finally realized I should probably stop because I needed to start getting ready for work. And I dug out my makeup remover. And then I just was looking in the mirror and I said, well, I won't tell you exactly what I said. I'll paraphrase. I said, to heck with that. It was a little stronger. But I think that was the moment, right then and there. That was when I just said, I don't really care what anyone thinks. I don't need anyone's approval. I don't have to please anyone but myself. And, one thing I'm learning to do, I said, I was telling some people initially, I said, well, it looks really terrible. And it didn't look great. Obviously, it was my first time trying it. But then I realized, well, no, it's not that it looked terrible. It's that it looked as good as I could do that day because it was the first time I've ever done it. That seems like a much more constructive way of looking at it. And that night when I got home from work, my sister actually came over. She had to drop something off for me. And after she left, I, kind of went back in the bathroom and said, all right, it's time to start again. And this time I did something different. I continued to play with it, but I remembered something that one of my friends had said a few weeks ago. I was helping him with his radio show, and my hair was getting tangled up in the headphones, as only I can do. My klutziness is gender neutral, as I've discovered, unfortunately. And so I just threw it back in a scrunchie, and I had actually taken my glasses off too, and he kind of glanced over and he's like, wow. He's like, you look really different with your hair back. And I kind of forgot about it. And then I've been reminded of it the night that I did the video before this one, because I had washed and conditioned my hair, and I pulled it back, and I didn't have my glasses on, so I'm like blind as a bat. I just can't see anything. But I kind of noticed it. And then this time, I did the same thing. I pulled it back, and I looked at it, and I had makeup on, and all of a sudden, I saw me. I really saw me. I didn't see who. Before this, I think really I saw him, just with longer hair. But now I saw me. It's amazing how such a small thing could make a difference, but It really does. The next day, I was going to a Halloween party, which is a whole other story. Oh my god. My first Halloween out is myself. Uh, I will just, it's probably not worth going into here, because so much has happened, but I will just say I'll always remember it as the night of the geriatric gigolos. uh, yeah, wasn't the best party I've ever gone to, but it was certainly the most memorable. Uh, anyway, I had my makeup done professionally, and the owner came over while the artist was working on me, and she was just kind of looking at me because I'd never been in the shop before while she was working, and she had some really very kind things to say, things that really helped a lot. She said, "I'm speaking as a professional," and that it was nice to hear from kind of a neutral third party, I guess. Um, anyway, that was huge too. It was like one day, really, not even one day, just like a couple of moments, and everything changed. The next morning, I got up, and one of my friends at work decided that four of us, all girls, we were going to be Josie and the Pussycats. And she stayed up all night, God love her, um, making us all the ears. Mine fell apart, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would be wearing them now because I really liked them. They were really cute. Uh, and did some. We took some pictures, and oh my god, too bad we didn't have the outtakes because they were hilarious. But it was so much fun. Uh, I can't even explain the difference. Um, everything is flipped around now. I don't feel. I don't feel that I'm not holding myself back anymore. I guess that's what it comes down to. I'm taking steps to be who I was supposed to be all along. Finally, it took me a while to get there, but as a smart friend told me, we all have our own journey, and the one you're on is yours. What other people do is their journey, and this one is yours. Oh, I have so much more I could talk about, but I don't want this thing to be. It's like 13. I'm sorry, I'm so nearsighted. 13 minutes. Might cut this one off right about now. But before I do, there are two things. I want to read a little something that I got from my nephew, if I can find my phone. Oh God, where did I put it? Oh, got it. Um, I've also discovered I'm like a total ditz now. Ever since it's not even funny how much of a ditz I am these days. On Wednesday, which is right before all of this, right before all of I kind of had these epiphanies, so to speak. I was getting ready to leave work. I was really feeling down, and I was talking with actually the same friend who made the Jody and the Pussycats costumes, and I got this text message pop up on my phone. This text message popped up, and I looked down, and it was from my nephew. And I'd just like to read some of it for you. Hey, heard you weren't doing so good. Just letting you know I still support you, and if you need anything, just shoot me a call or a text. Keep your head up, and just be you. Don't let anyone bring you down, Cass. I got your back, no matter what. I saw that, and I just burst into tears at work. He's 21 years old. I sent a text message to his mother when I got home and told her, and she had no idea that he had done it. She told me that she had sent him a text message and said, Auntie's feeling really sad. And, if you just, think of her. And he sent that. The next day, I thanked him, and then the next day I thanked him again, and he sent even more. And said something like, he said this. He said, "What I said from my heart. You've showed me respect my whole life, and I'm just returning it. Don't listen to what anyone has to say. You're a great role model for me. Just keep living your life. I got you." Sometimes you have to cut people off, even if they're family. If they can't accept you for who you are, then forget about them. Who cares what they think? It's your life, Cass. So live it to its full potential. If that means moving away from everyone, then that's what you do. Mom and I, and Cooper. Cooper's my sister's puppy. Mom and I and Cooper have your back. I'll be saving that, I think. I told my sister afterwards, when did he get so smart? And she said, well, look who his role models are. And I said, that's what I mean. How the hell did he get so smart? Yeah. Oh, and I thought of one other thing I should mention. My sister did start her new job, which I think I might have mentioned last time. She's been working 4 jobs, going to school full-time to get her master's degree. She has quit 2 of the 4 jobs and is working, basically now she's working one full-time job during days, which she hasn't done for many, many years. And she kept one part-time job just to make some extra money until my nephew graduates in the spring semester. So she said, we're going to start getting together and doing all the sister stuff that we should have been doing our entire lives. Excuse me. So she came over on Monday after work, and she had seen me briefly on Thursday just before I went in and did my second round of makeup, and I'm like, I saw me for the first time looking back at me in the mirror. This was 4 days later. So I went downstairs when she rang the bell and let her in. She walked in and just like stopped in her tracks and was just looking at me, and she said, you look like a completely different person. And I said, I do? And she said, I cannot believe how much you've changed in 4 days. And she said, see what happens when you accept yourself? She said, it's not about doing makeup. I mean, that's part of it. And, it's kind of helping me see a little bit of the person that, just people have been very kind in their comments. I'll just leave it at that. But she's right. It's self-acceptance. You just help me realize I'm just getting started, as she said. It's a nice feeling to know that I'm finally on my way. So I have lots more to talk about. Believe me, I have lots more to talk about. But I won't do it all in one fell swoop, as they say. I'll wrap this up here, but I want to end with give a special shout out to one person, someone who's very, very special to me. She's been going through a really, really hard time the last couple of weeks, last week in particular, through no fault of her own. I wish I could be there in person for you. I know we're talking, by text and by telephone. So I just wanted to add a little greeting, semi in person by this, just to say, I'm thinking of you. I'm there for you, and that I love you. Okay? I love all of you too. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye.